Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
There's an old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, which I would like to amend in the case of people like this.
And now he says if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support, you're a weakling. Fuck you. You suck.
I like to say the enemy of my enemy is still my enemy and a shitbag. This is Stewart Rhodes. He's the founder of the Oathkeepers, this collage of fat, illiterate rednecks who want to violently overturn the government and create their own hillbilly mecca. Well, they're now turning against Trump for his little childhood crusade with Epstein.
So the bottom line is I think that's why I believe 90% of his own base understands that Epstein was up to something.
That's Stewart Rhodes launching his revolution from a Comfort Inn ballroom in Buttplug, Texas. While Trump is getting some pushback from a few GOP in the House with balls, some really vocal MAGA supporters are demanding the core of the Epstein-related documents be released to the public. But they're not gonna be.
And this is the first topic that all of us as Americans, not as Democrats, not as liberals, not as Republicans, are actually lining together and saying we all want the Epstein files. And I said, come on, Donald, give us those files.
We are here at the Turning Point USA Summit in Tampa, Florida. It is a big gathering of Trump supporters. And one thing everybody seems to be talking about here this weekend, Jeffrey Epstein.
We need to get to the bottom of Epstein because Epstein is the key that picks the lock.
Let me just ask you, make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
This is Turning Point USA's Student Action Summit. It's an event aimed at mobilizing young conservatives. Ultimately, I mean, how bad do you think it would be for the MAGA movement, for young people's trust in Trump if by the end of his term they don't release everything they know about Epstein?
Well, I think that if they don't release the Epstein files, whatever J.D. Vance says then is irrelevant because it's like everybody's going to take it as like a lie because of what Donald Trump did. But I think J.D. Vance wants these files released as well. And I think that Donald Trump, he promised them, so he needs to do it. No matter who's on them, we need to release the Epstein files.
It's Trump's decision.
See, they don't believe Trump's claim that it's not only a hoax, that Obama is behind it.
You said this was all a hoax. Has your attorney general told you this was a hoax? What evidence have you seen?
No, it's not the attorney general. No, I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's been run by the Democrats for 4 years. You had Christopher Wray and these characters.
In case you've been on the moon, Epstein died of an apparent suicide in 2019 while being charged with sex trafficking. But another can of worms has opened up too. This guy stayed in Epstein's cell for a few weeks. He doesn't think he killed himself.
Well, listen, I spent 7 months on that tier and in those cells. And the first thing I have to say, there's no way you are able to commit suicide. There's just no way. There's no way to hang yourself. There's nothing from the ceiling. There's nothing from the bed. You'd have to be a midget.
We've got major problems with this video. You have a missing section of the video. These are two actual videos stitched together.
So do you believe this video was purposely edited?
It definitely looks suspect.
So that guy who looks like a hardcore MAGA says something smells here.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
And the Oathkeepers CEO, he said he was disappointed that Trump himself had called the Epstein list of high-profile clients a hoax.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody.
Rhodes said it's really disheartening, like he uses that word. It's really disheartening to see President Trump declare it to be a hoax. I don't think it is, and I think it's going to cause him some trouble in his own base. That's putting it lightly.
But the president's change of tune is now threatening to fracture part of his MAGA base. Trump taking to Truth Social Wednesday, labeling those still talking about it his, quote, past supporters. A DOJ memo last week insisted there was no evidence that Epstein maintained a list of influential clients. That didn't sit well with those who've long alleged the government is hiding something.
Release the Epstein files, am I right? Yeah.
Well, it already is. And the Oathkeepers, along with the Proud Boys, are an integral part of Trump's legacy of hate. So for them to push back shows you that apparently even these cockwaffles have a line they don't cross.
Very fine people on both sides.
So Trump says Pam Bondi, she's going to be releasing more credible information.
It's sitting on my desk.
Of course, but credible to whom? Trump? Man Titty's latest credible is that Obama should be arrested for creating the Russia hoax, that he should be able to arrest Adam Schiff, Jimmy Kimmel, and Jon Stewart.
I want to be a dictator.
And Trump is saying that every Democrat who won't let this story go is a communist. But these communists, Donnie, they have you by your fat, sweaty balls.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to demand that Donald Trump and our Attorney General
come clean to the American people and release the Epstein files. Now, this weekend, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "Let's not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about." Well, Mr. President, a lot of people actually care. And we know that MAGA was all in on Jeffrey Epstein. Now, my Republican colleagues have sent letters, they've posted, they've demanded disclosure. Donald Trump Jr., the president's own son, has tweeted dozens of times about this case. FBI Director Kash Patel swore under oath in front of the Senate that he would be transparent with the American public and release the Epstein files. He said, and I want to quote, "Make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened," that he would do that. That was his quote. Now, in February, our Attorney General, Pam Bondi, told Fox News that Epstein's client list was, again, and I quote, "sitting on my desk right now to review," end quote. Now, they claim there was never a list.
And Pam Bondi's credible information, you think they'll let her speak spontaneously after she said this?
"It's sitting on my desk. It's sitting on my desk. It's sitting on my desk."
And Trump's idea of credible information probably won't include this. How fucking gross is that?
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I'm in Foley with, 12-year-olds.
And the oath-keeping fat guy, he's not even really arguing against Trump. He is saying Tiny Fingers is being influenced by the deep state into believing Epstein is a non-story. Rhodes said, "This is a deep state dirty laundry and the deep state's greatest Achilles heel." I just sincerely hope that he keeps in mind that God saved him for a purpose.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption.
Of course, what is a deep state?
I have a deep state target list. There's 80,000 of us that are ready, willing, and able in order to be deputized by appropriate sheriffs throughout the country.
Basically, the deep state is anyone with a conscience who stands up to these obese fascist lung monkeys.
Yesterday we got locked down because someone got stabbed in our facility. Nothing to do with me, but we got locked down. But we're listening on the radio, and we heard President Trump say that he's going to be taking action for the J6 hostages. That's when I knew for sure. But I always knew he was going to do it. I had no doubt. I had full faith in him doing it.
So Rhodes loved Trump then, but now are the Oathkeepers pushing back against Trump and Epstein because they were sexually assaulting young girls or because Epstein was a Jew? I'm not kidding. You remember this, right?
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
I say this a lot, but I think the Republican Party will throw anyone under the bus to hold on to power. After 20 children were murdered at Sandy Hook, they said, F the kids, just stay away from our guns. And since then, there have been over 100 shootings on school grounds where young people were murdered. So if Trump continues to defy investigations into Jeffrey Epstein, how stupid do you have to be to not see what that really means?
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years, even stating that Epstein, quote, likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
And Speaker Johnson shut down the House earlier this week for a summer break to avoid a vote on a resolution that would force the release of more Epstein documents.
But I will tell you this, we better be united, we better be strong, we better be focused, we better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on.
So apparently Republicans are willing to accept that Trump did some nasty shit on Epstein's island, also they can hold on to the White House and Congress. It's pretty obvious, right? They're protecting Trump with lies. So again, the question is, does the Republican Party support the rape of young children? Because if their answer is no, all that means is they're lying twice.
Goddamn right.
It's sitting on my desk.
Trump admitted he knew Epstein for 15 years.
Do you have no shame?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
TikTok.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donald.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.